Good evening, my darling batlings. I hope all of you have had a wonderful day. I see Kitty was in chat earlier. I don't know if she's still here. I'm sorry I didn't respond earlier. I have myself muted during the opening countdown. But I saw your message saying that you won't be here long. You just wanted to check in, and you can't wait to graduate. I'm excited that you're getting ready to graduate. I'm so happy for you. I know we haven't really known each other long, and we haven't had a chance to talk one-on-one yet. But, you know, still, I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you, even.
We both are, Kitty. We both are.
And, I understand and appreciate, you not being able to stay long, and also you still checking in regardless. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
I'm joined tonight by JKR. Miles might be joining later, might not. We'll see.
Yeah.
And, tonight, we're continuing my Metal Gear revisit, going into a bit of uncharted territory for me. I did recently replay this game for a review that I'm still working on. But it is the original Metal Gear for the MSX2. Now that we've seen the finale of Metal Gear Solid 5 and how that leads into the original Metal Gear, I thought, you know what? Even though I wasn't going to play this and then Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake originally, why don't we go into these now with the context that Metal Gear Solid 5 and, the Metal Gear Solid series adds retroactively to these game stories. And also, look at where the series started and appreciate, where it started and where it ended up. Thankfully, these have been re-released through the Master Collection, Volume 1, which it launched in a kind of messy state, but it's definitely worthwhile now. So I would recommend picking it up on damn near any platform. Be aware that if you get it on Nintendo Switch, the games run at, or at least the Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3 run at 30 FPS for some reason, even though they really shouldn't. But otherwise, these are, like, the easiest ways to play the games officially, I would say. And with that being said, let's switch on over here. And boot up Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, and then from that, launch Metal Gear. Okay, let's try this again with my mic not muted this time. I don't know how it got muted. I was unmuted at the beginning.
Either. I have no idea. But just to be on the safe side, we might as well just restart.
Yes, that's why I'm doing it.
No, I know. I am speaking the obvious here.
All right.
Basically.
Original Metal Gear.
Let's do this again.
Original Metal Gear. From the top, yes. The original Metal Gear. Prologue to this game as detailed in the manual. You know what? I'll bring up, was the button combination for bringing up the, I guess I'll have to wait until this is over to bring up the, in-game manual to go over the plot summary.
Ring, ring, ring.
This is Big Boss. Operation Intrude N313. Infiltrate the enemy's base, Outer Heaven, and destroy the ultimate weapon, Metal Gear. Let's go over the details first. Make contact with Gray Fox and find the location of the ultimate weapon, Metal Gear. Let's use frequency 120.85 for all communications from now on. Over. And that is how our first sneaky mission starts. I guess I can't load the manual from in-game. So basically, going over the plot summary again, because I was muted the first time, because it wouldn't be one of my streams without technical difficulties. That seemed to manifest out of nowhere, because I don't know why I was muted. The year is 19XDX. Yeah, it's one of those things where it doesn't have a specific year to it. I think they would later retcon it to being like in the late 80s or early 90s. The military nation of Outer Heaven, which was founded by an insane war hero from the late 80s, has basically declared war on the rest of the world and has declared that it has some sort of nuclear super weapon that nobody can stop. So the infiltration unit... I'm gonna pause this just so I can pay more attention.
Yes.
The Black Ops Infiltration Unit Foxhound, founded by legendary soldier Big Boss, sends in their top agent Gray Fox to infiltrate the Outer Heaven base and find out what this super weapon is. Gray Fox gets captured, however, and the last thing he says before his transmission is cut is Metal Gear. So, going off of this and trying to stop a world-ending catastrophe, Big Boss sends in rookie agent Solid Snake to rescue Gray Fox, find out what Metal Gear is, and put a stop to Outer Heaven and their dastardly schemes. Very 80s Saturday morning cartoon plot, kinda. Very simplistic for this for what Kojima would be known for later on. But, you know, this was only, I think, like his second game he ever directed. And the first one to have, like, an actual plot. Because the first game he directed was Penguin Adventure for the MSX2. And, funny story, this game was actually, like, the task that he was given for his dev team by Konami executives. Call from Big Boss. This is Big Boss. The mission is infiltration. Make sure that the enemy does not discover your whereabouts. Over. The task they were given initially was to make a clone for the MSX of the popular arcade game Commando. But the MSX couldn't handle a fast-paced shooter like that, so Kojima was like, hey, what if instead of making it about, like, bullets flying and mowing down soldiers, we made it about avoiding combat?
Yeah, infiltration. Big on, bot.
So yes, here's how our first sneaking mission and the first game in the Metal Gear saga starts. You will notice very quickly that the guards have the most severe case of tunnel vision you've ever seen. They can only see what is directly in front of them. If you're even slightly off to the side, they will not see you. They do not have a concept of sound except for gunfire. So you can walk right past them and they won't hear you. So we got some rations, and we got our first key card. There's 8 key cards in total. Doesn't quite work like it does in Metal Gear Solid 1, where in Metal Gear Solid 1, you know, once you get, like, key card 2, it replaces key card 1. You have 8 to cycle throughout the game, and the doors are not labeled. So eventually it becomes sort of like a game of either writing down what key goes with every single door you come across, making mental notes of that, and hoping that you don't forget, or doing what I do, which is just every time you come across a door, you cycle frantically through every single key you have in your collection just to try and open the damn door. And in what would become typical Metal Gear fashion, we start the mission with no weapons because they are OSP, on-site procurement. And the only equipment we had to start with until now is a pack of cigarettes.
You know, I don't know if it's probably just the way the way it's angled, but I do like the way the tanks are drawn. I don't know why.
For an MSX2 game, this looks fantastic, given that it was an 8-bit computer. And 8-bit computers of the time were very limited in what they could do. Like, it was the 80s and early 90s were a weird period for video games in hindsight because the PCs were less powerful than the consoles. Well, it's very
job,
much
buddy?
it's very much the other way around now. And yeah, guards can fall asleep on the job, and you can sneak past them or knock them out. I always knock them out just so they don't wake up and then spot me. We got the gas mask. I'm getting that early. You're honestly nervously excited to get your first credit card sometime this week. You know, I don't know if I could be trusted with a credit card. But I'm hoping it works out for you. I can barely be trusted with my monthly allowance.
I can barely be trusted with my family's credit cards, let alone my own. I have one in my own name, and that's a department store credit card. I have enough trouble keeping up with that.
Alright, we got our first gun, the handgun. It has no ammo, and it has no silencer at the moment, so if we were to fire it, it would alert nearby guards.
Oh, good that it's... And there go the guards.
Yep, this is one of those trap rooms where as soon as you enter, you get detected. But this game's a little bit different from later Metal Gear games in that there's two kinds of alerts, which I don't know exactly what triggers a higher level alert, other than like security cameras and security lasers always trigger it. But if a guard sees you and has one exclamation point above their head, it's a level 1 alert where they don't call for backup and you can leave the screen and the alert will go away. If it's a if they have 2 exclamation marks, it's a level 2 alert. They'll call in reinforcements and they will chase you down. Right there, I was waiting for the guard shift to change so I could sneak on board the elevator without having to take them on. Here we got our first surveillance cameras. This is Big Boss. Watch out for the surveillance cameras. Over. Thank you, Big Boss. Wouldn't have figured that out on my own. I should point out, if you don't want to spend $70 on the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, to get Metal Gear 1 and 2 as part of the inclusion. This is also available as part of most releases of Metal Gear Solid 3, which is actually where this version is lifted from.
Oh, okay.
It's also how the original Metal Gear, you know, not the shitty NES version, that's basically a completely different game, that was made without Kojima's involvement. It's how the original Metal Gear made it to the West outside of like a very obscure European release. And it's also how the original, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake was released in the West at all. Although that one had some edits made to the graphics, not for censorship, but for copyright infringement. But we'll get to that when we get to Metal Gear 2. Because if you know anything about Konami in the 80s, they love stealing copyrighted photos and artwork and stuff. And just hoped that nobody would sue them.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, we got our first POW here. I'm saved! You want to rescue as many POWs as you can, because not only do they give you helpful hints, rescuing enough raises your rank, and that not only increases your max health and ammo, but reaching rank 4, the highest rank, is required for plot progression. Killing a POW instantly lowers your rank by 1 star, and can softlock you out of beating the game. So you don't want to do that under any circumstances. So I'm equipping the gas mask before I enter because this is a room filled with poisonous gas. We get a call from Big Boss. This is Big Boss. I forgot to tell you. You'll need a gas mask for the gas room.
Now you tell us.
The legendary soldier Big Boss, everyone! Schneider, the leader of the Resistance, should be able to tell you where to get a gas mask. Over. Okay, can you tell us Schneider's, number? No? Okay, thank you, Big Boss. He's so helpful, isn't he?
Yeah, right.
And yes, you do have to take damage in order to exit the gas room, because the gas mask and the key card are treated as separate equipable items. So you have to unequip the gas mask to equip the key card to open the door, meaning you will invariably take damage.
Oh boy.
It's just a little bit of design clunk that later games would get rid of. You know, no first entry is perfect.
Oh yeah, of course.
Sure, calling him helpful. I'm saying that with the most amount of venom possible. Thanks for saving me. The Foxhound member that infiltrated this base a few days ago is unharmed. Oh, that's good, so Gray Fox is still alive. Well, we know he's still alive because he would show up in Metal Gear Solid 1, but yeah. For the purposes of this game's plot, good, they didn't kill him.
Yeah.
They captured him. Yes, we know that. Well, I mean, still, it's good to know that he's not dead. Otherwise, you know, this mission would be FUBAR. And yes, I am going to use as many military acronyms as I can. FUBAR standing for fucked up.
Nah.
FUBAR, by the way, standing for fucked up beyond all recognition. So this thing, it's a one-hit kill if it touches you. We also just got some plastic explosive. And no, contrary to popular belief, I just got some plastic explosive is not a typo. Plastic explosive is the proper plural term for it.
Oh.
Or at least it's not grammatically incorrect to say you got some plastic explosive, because plastic explosive doesn't always come in, you know, pre-measured amounts. It's also just a way of saying I got C4. Plastic boom boom.
Yeah. Yes,
we're gonna be using a lot of plastic boom boom in this game.
I thought it was plastique. That was pronounced plastique.
If it's spelled that way, it is. Only when it's spelled that way, which is the French way of spelling plastic.
Ah.
And we just got keycard number 2. C4 IC drama. Kier, have you been partaking today? Also, the reason you would want to take out guards unarmed, instead of just using guns, is they will occasionally drop health and ammo. Just, you know, a little tip. Right here, this should look familiar to anyone who's played Metal Gear Solid 1. This is Big Boss. I forgot to tell you. In order to turn off the juice, you'll have to destroy the electrical power panel. You need an RC missile. Schneider, the leader of the Resistance, should be able to tell you where to get one. Over. Tell me his damn number so I can call him.
Yeah, right.
He is the only member of your support squad that I have never called during a playthrough without having to look up a guide to tell me his number, because Big Boss just doesn't tell you. I mean, narrative-wise, it makes sense why, you know, he's kind of unhelpful at times.
Yeah.
But, you know, from a gameplay perspective, it's like, he keeps telling you to call this guy. It's like, motherfucker, I don't have his phone number. Give me his digits.
Right. Excuse me.
Alright, there's the RC missile. Which, yes, later, as Kier said, in later games it would be called the Nikita, which is a kind of remote control missile. Basically, everything in this game uses generic names instead of, like, in later Metal Gear games where Kojima would start using, like, his obsession with military weapons and tech and start using, like, actual names for weapons. Like, in this game, it's not a, it is a Beretta pistol, but they just call it a handgun. But it is specified to be a Beretta pistol, like a 9mm.
Alright.
And, like, you get an SMG, but it's just like a generic SMG instead of a specific one. You get an RPG, but it's like a generic RPG, a generic grenade launcher, generic remote-controlled missile. The reason I'm waiting is I need to set up a post on Blue Sky. I might need to postpone the post too. Use Buffer. It lets you schedule posts. And there we go. That's how you disable electric floors. We're gonna come across a few of those. Unlike, you know, in Metal Gear Solid 1, famously, there's only the one. And after that, the Nikita's not really required, but is still useful in certain points. Especially for cheesing the Sniper Wolf fight, as you've seen me do. Alright. Thank you for helping me. Diane from the Resistance will provide support on frequency 120.33. Diane should have a lot of information about the enemy. Alright, so let's call Diane. 120.33. This is Solid Snake. Come in. This is Steve. Diane? If I know Diane, she's gone shopping and won't have come back yet. Well, fuck you, Steve! God damn it, Steve. It's always a Steve, isn't it?
Apparently, yes. Damn it, Steve. You just can't keep yourself out. Yeah.
It's okay, I've got my Fists of Fury. And there we go. Damn it, Steve. OMG, the Abridged Series joke is coming back. Yes, I don't know why we always go with Steve for, like, a goddammit person name, but Steve somehow always works for that kind of role.
Excuse me.
Oh, does that look familiar? Picked up cardboard box. Ah,
God damn
box. Big Boss told me that the box was special. That's the key to true happiness.
God.
But yes, that is the very first occurrence of the cardboard box in Metal Gear. And when we go in here, oh, ambush. This is the first of our boss fights. Just like in, you know, you can see how where the idea for the ambush fight in Metal Gear Solid 1, you know, the one where you first meet Meryl, where that came from. It's a callback to this, and we get a suppressor. So now we can use the pistol without alerting guards.
Suppressor? I hardly know her.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. And going in here, we get a grenade launcher. Fucking hell, Steve, you're about as helpful as Paul in Marvel. Depends on the Paul you're talking about. If it's Paul from the Spider-Man comics, fuck Paul. Don't fuck Paul. That's the whole problem.
My God, the shotgun.
I was waiting for it. I think that guy's name is Paul. You know, I've known a lot of Pauls in my life. I have an uncle named Paul. Apart from my uncle named Paul, most of the Pauls I've met have been kind of douchey.
Yeah, I know a couple of Pauls. Off the top of my head, I can name two Pauls, and both were. One was a complete asshole for whatever reason. The other, my family cut ties with. Well, my mom kind of just kind of cut ties with him because of something she said that he didn't like, apparently.
Okay, so I was thinking correctly. Mary Jane's new boyfriend, you know, because for whatever reason, this stupid mandate from an executive who's not even at Marvel anymore from 2006 is, like, more important to maintain in the status quo of Peter Parker's Spider-Man stories than, like, anything else. Anything else! You know, like bringing Gwen Stacy back from the dead. That can happen. But Peter and MJ staying split up through bullshit reasons just because Joe Quesada thought that, Peter being married aged him up too much and made him unrelatable and hard to write dramatic stories for. Like, no, that has to stay in place. No, that's a hard and fast rule that nobody can just write out, even though they've written it out in every other medium except for the comics.
It doesn't help that because of that, from what I've understood, they've written MJ to be like this, yeah, like in a lot of other media outside the comics, she's always depicted very poorly.
MJ's just a character who's had a lot of, like, the 90s animated series, I would say, is the most comic accurate depiction of MJ. But it's also, you know, a depiction that's very of its time. More modern attempts from, like, you know, even the beloved Raimi movies, that's not a very accurate depiction of MJ.
No.
She just seems to be a character that's been hard to adapt for some reason.
Yeah.
You know, Kier says, I know a really cool Paul. He's my perfume guy, mad chill and nice family. Kid is a bit hyper, but means well and a really nice wife. Oh my god, I hate this game, says Helton Areco. Hello, welcome. Yes, you showed up to the original Metal Gear. Because I was originally not planning on doing the original Metal Gear, but I figured, you know what? Might as well cover all the main saga. Instead of just starting with Solid and capping it off at 5. I have to put the mask already in the room. You can actually, if you know where the gas room is, you can just open the door and then put on the mask and then enter the door. But yeah, the game does, you know, troll you like that by expecting you to not know about the gas room before you enter the gas room.
I mean, in Kojima's defense, it was only the second game he was actually directing.
Yeah, it was only the second game he ever directed, and it was, you know, a first for its genre. There was only one really stealth-focused game in existence before, we're dead.
No big surprise.
But, yeah, there was only, like, one, you know, really stealth-focused game in existence before the original Metal Gear, and that was the original Castle Wolfenstein. Not Wolfenstein 3D, the game that Wolfenstein 3D is based on.
Yeah.
Which everyone forgets about the original Castle Wolfenstein, understandably so, because it's never really been re-released. It was to the point where, like, Wolfenstein 3D was supposed to be a 3D remake of Castle Wolfenstein, and they just kind of started working on it without first getting permission from the creator of Castle Wolfenstein, and then they asked him after they were partway through development. He was like, dude, I don't have any plans to do anything with Castle Wolfenstein. Go ahead. You can have the rights. You can own it now. Oh, we ranked up. I'm seriously thinking about leaving the live. I'm getting PTSD from Little Helton. Understandable if the game really does piss you off that much to where you can't enjoy the stream, then I encourage, you know, tuning out, for your own, you know, well-being.
For your own mental sanity, yes.
Alright, so yeah, we ranked up. Now I've got more health, I can hold more ammo. Thank you for saving me. That member of Foxhound, Gray Fox. He's being held in a secret cell.
Okay, where is the secret cell?
Somewhere. Got detected by cameras. Gray Fox. He's the one that we're supposed to meet up with so we can find out what the Metal Gear is and how to destroy it. Because remember, they don't know what Metal Gear is before this game. Oh, sorry, I have to say in caps lock. Yeah, not Gray Fox. Gray Fox. Gray Fox. Gray Fox. Take your pick of all those deliveries. Oh, we got the submachine gun. Thanks for helping me. The only way to get close to the secret cell is to get caught. So we have to intentionally get captured. So why you like to torture yourself? You know, I used to hate this game the first time I played it, and yes, I do still have gripes with it. But on my second playthrough for a review that I'm working on for YouTube, I've grown to not necessarily adjust to its faults, but like, you know, come to understand how it wants to be played. I will still acknowledge the very glaring faults that it does have, but, you know, I've come to appreciate it in the context of being, you know, not just the first in the Metal Gear series, not just being one of the first games Kojima ever made, but also being one of the first stealth games ever made, so no one knew what they were doing. So what's in this corner? Don't move!
Don't move!
Take him away!
Take him away!
All according to Keikaku. You wanna know something funny? I never played the other games, just that one. I mean, if you're gonna start with any Metal Gear game, start with Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, the one that comes after this. Get some, like, gameplay callbacks in Metal Gear Solid 1, but Metal Gear Solid 1 is, like, the best starting point for newcomers, in my opinion, because, you know, first 3D game, still got some jank in, you know, being the first 3D Metal Gear Solid, but, like, it's where the story starts getting really good, it's where we get the iconic voices, it's where a lot of the iconic scenes and memes come from, But I was about to be the guy, hey, I'm on parrot in Metal Gear, but nah. I mean, Big Boss does parrot Solid Snake does parrot a lot of dialogue in Metal Gear Solid 1. This is Big Boss. Infiltration accomplished. Find the cell where they're holding Gray Fox. Check the walls. Over. Now, what he means by check the walls is go on the walls until they break. That specific wall. And there's the secret cell with Gray Fox. The walls have ears, Eddie! I don't think there was any pepperoni on the walls. Or at least here there wasn't.
Howard Industrial.
And here, we've rescued Gray Fox. You made it, rookie. I'm Gray Fox. Hold on. That's, should I do the, like, voice he does for Deep Throat, or should I do the voice he does for the Cyborg Ninja? Because both are... Okay. You made it, rookie. I'm Gray Fox. Make it a nerd voice. You made it, rookie. I'm great. No, I hate that already.
That sounds too much like, oh god, what was that one character? I'm trying to remember all of a sudden. My mind is fried today. Yes, Hifumi. It sounds too much like Hifumi.
You made it, rookie. I'm Gray Fox. Metal Gear is the ultimate weapon, an all-terrain, nuclear-equipped walking battle tank. When it's finished, a nuclear strike can be launched from anywhere on the planet. We must do everything we can to destroy it before it's completed. There's only one way to destroy Metal Gear. And the only person that knows how to do that is Metal Gear's developer, Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar. And he is being held prisoner somewhere inside this building. Find Dr. Madnar! I need to play the game from Nanomachine Sun. That one is Metal Gear Rising, and it's available on PS3, Xbox 360, and Steam. Steam version is the one I would recommend, because it also includes all the DLC except for the Snake Sword. So we have to find Metal Gear's creator, Dr. Drago Petrovich Madnar, who is referenced in Metal Gear Solid 4, but never seen after Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. He'll play another role in Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake that I won't spoil, but in Metal Gear Solid 4, he was the one who rebuilt Raiden into a cyborg. I heard in the release everyone hated this game. Now it's like, I was too rough with you. I don't know about, like, exact review scores of this game from the time. Because, keep in mind, from a Western perspective, we didn't get this game until, like, a decade or so later. Almost 2 decades later. Because, we got the NES version, which was basically a completely different game with the Metal Gear name. Rather than an actual port of Metal Gear. Up. First proper boss fight. I am the shot maker. Every time I see him say, I am the shot maker, I think of the Shockmaster. Because in one game I'm being stealth with Big Boss, and this one I'm playing with Genos with a sword. Oh! Metal Gear Rising. No, like, Metal Gear Rising wasn't hated on release, other than, like, people, hardcore Metal Gear fans, not liking that it was an action game instead of a stealth game. But it did find, like, a huge resurgence in popularity in recent years. No one has ever escaped from here. So we don't have weapons. How the fuck are we gonna fight him? Answer? I think it's this door. No, it's not that door. It's this door. Punch the door! And get our stuff back. And now, since we got the submachine gun... Oh, also throw away the transmitter. Otherwise, we're gonna get detected when we sneak out. I might be... Yeah, I knew I was going to die there because I didn't have enough health. Wait, your friend is a Green Goblin Explosive Pumpkin? He is a Joker Bomb.
Yes, there's a difference.
The difference is one's a goblin and one's a Joker.
The difference is, one's Marvel, the other's DC. But we basically function the same, though. So I've got a little... Because apparently, according to Ari, I reproduce via mitosis.
Yes. Yes, I know you're the shot maker. How am I gonna do this without healing items? That is the current predicament.
That's the neat part. You don't.
That's how I do it. Arikado, Marvel or DC? I've always been more of a Marvel fan. They just have more characters that I'm interested in.
You know, Ari, you should do like a Q&A video sometime. Just like have a bunch of your,
if I can get enough questions, then yes. You have an opinion about the recent run of Amazing Spider-Man? I'm firmly on the don't fuck Paul. He doesn't deserve fucking. He deserves to be Thanos snapped from existence train. But I don't read many comics. I don't have the funds to keep up with, like, ongoing comic runs. But I do, like, occasionally pick up trade paperbacks of collected issues of comics. That's the main way that I consume them. Alright, so this maze require... Up, there we go. This is where our plastic explosive is gonna come in handy. You find the walls where it makes a different sound and Snake goes, huh? And then you blow them the fuck up. Which means you're gonna go around punching a lot of walls. Forget I remember the story and I want to cry. This Metal Gear don't seem so bad after all. Yeah, the original Metal Gear is not bad per se. It's just, you know, there's parts of it that are archaic because it was, you know, an innovator for what it was doing.
Ugh.
The one thing that I do have to say is a definite mark against is that you have to kill the dogs. I heard the DOS version is better. The DOS version is absolutely not better. The DOS version's a clusterfuck. Not just because it's, you know, like, partly because it's not based on the original Metal Gear. It's based on the NES version. And, partly because, it released at a time where there weren't dedicated sound cards for DOS PCs. So the music you get is like ear-grating, screeching noise. Yeah, this is one thing that I don't think has aged very well, is like how dying and reloading works. Because, like, even when it comes to like, oh, saving your game and reloading, where you restart and how much health you have when you restart is all dependent on your rank rather than your actual progress. So, if you're like me and you play the game very carelessly, there's gonna be a lot of, like, you know, dying, reloading, having to do the same shit over and over again. But yeah, the NES version is a mess, and the DOS version is a port of that version, but worse. Like, to give you an idea of how unrepresentative of Metal Gear the NES version is, other than having brand new areas in it that just pad out the game length, and, add, nothing interesting with these new areas, you don't even get to fight the Metal Gear in it. The Metal Gear is not in the game. Instead, you fight the computer that controls the Metal Gear.
Oh, jeez.
This is so weird to watch, lol. I don't know why. Also, hi, Miles. I played Crash Bandicoot 1. God, I spelled it as Bandidoot instead of Bandicoot. You did spell it as Bandidoot. I just noticed that. Damn, I was trying to strategy where, I'm just used to seeing Metal Gear Solid 3 graphics and stuff, I guess. I mean, this is an 8-bit game. What were you expecting? It's an 8-bit game from 1987. You're not gonna get PS2 quality graphics out of it.
Excuse me.
I did on one of my streams and left it because it was funny, but that's how I played the first Bandicoot game. Oh, did you just stream it recently? If so, I missed it. You need to, like, promote your streams on my server, dude. So, like, I've got it set up for, like, you know, it announces the, when you're live on Twitch, but, like, I need to actually know if you're going to stream that day beforehand. Last week after Final Fantasy, it was random as hell. So, Miles, are you joining tonight or not? Or are you just gonna chill and chat? Either one's fine.
Yeah.
I just decided to play it out of nowhere. Was it the original PS1 version, or was it the Insane Trilogy? That's the big question. Not sure yet.
That's the question.
No pressure. Just do whatever you feel like. Insane. Oh, so the good way to play it. Hey, Lulu. Hi.
Hey, Lulu. It was great seeing you on Friday.
We go this way. Unfortunately, have to kill the dog. Because there's no non-lethal options in this game, and they would not add non-lethal options until Metal Gear Solid 2.
Ah, jeez.
I need to throw on pants. Food is almost here. But didn't JKR steal your pants, dude? Or did you finally find them? Con was fun. Sad we didn't see Wolf Daddy. Yeah, I mentioned earlier that you were upsetty spaghetti that you didn't get to see Von Lycon. Any Von Lycon cosplays.
You're gonna join it, but you'll think you'll leave if your pal DMs you. Okay.
Okay. Who's ready to fight the Shotmaker again? I really screwed myself by not coming in here with any rations, and I don't know a good place to get any. We got a if the pal you're talking about is Kitty, she left a message during the pre-stream countdown saying that she's at an engagement right now and she's excited to graduate. Oh, the game took pity on me and gave me 6 rations. Thank you!
Oh, nice. We don't need your pity. Actually, we do. We need all the pity.
You know what? I'll take it. It's like in Crash Bandicoot. You die too many times and you start getting... You start with an Aku Aku mask, and you die even more after that, and you start with 2 Aku Aku masks.
Also, 8 kilometers.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously. We are indeed cereal.
Chicken hat. This game doesn't have a chicken hat, but it has ration gifting.
Yes, because the chicken hat wouldn't be introduced until Metal Gear Solid 5. They're not gonna backport something from, like, 30 years later.
No, but I expected something silly like that, honestly. Yeah, I was gonna talk to a friend about a series idea that I had, and all of a sudden she's like, "Hey, something's happened. I'll talk to you in a minute," and then she got busy. So
okay.
Yeah.
Now there's something in this area that I need to make sure I grab early, otherwise I'm gonna have to backtrack to this maze later, and it's gonna piss me off. Because I did that during the recording for my review footage.
oh boy.
Alright, keep...
Oh, I got a
Doggos.
Switch game for dirt cheap today.
Nice. Which one?
I got Persona 5 Tactica.
Okay.
Got it for $10
Neat.
with the DLC. It was brand new.
Ooh, cool.
Huh.
Yep, and I got Harvest Moon because why not try something new?
Was it an actual Harvest Moon, or is it like the new Harvest Moon, where it's Harvest Moon in name only?
Does Harvest Moon Winds of
Was it... basically, the question comes down to, what platform is it on?
Switch?
Okay, so it's not a real Harvest Moon. The real Harvest Moons are now called Story of Seasons.
Huh.
because the developer of Harvest Moon split with the publisher of Harvest Moon, but since the publisher owns the Harvest Moon name, they've been making like these bullshit cash grab games under the name Harvest Moon, while the actual developers of Harvest Moon have been releasing new real Harvest Moon games and even remakes of old Harvest Moon games under the name Story of Seasons.
Well, then I'll have to get that first Switch too, then. Support the real ones, not the fake ones.
It's weird where it's like, it's the brand name, but it's also the imitation.
How does that even work, I wonder? Oh, it works with this. Yeah, I needed a break from shiny hunting. I spent too much time doing it. I burnt
You've been
myself out
spending
for a
too
little
much time on Pokemon in general. You need to play good games. Like Wild Animal Racing.
Well, maybe you should start playing Attack of the Twonkies.
I have played that before.
On your stream, though?
No, because my copy doesn't work anymore.
We must get you a copy, then.
I say that like I don't have my GameCube modded to play games off an SD card anyway. Somewhere around here where it's like... It's a very specific wall that you bomb, and opens a secret door where it contains something that you need to progress to, like, the second half of the game. But I can't remember where it is, because a lot of it is just like... You know, it's like early Zelda, except without the visual indicators for where to blow shit up. I know it's somewhere around here. Might actually be on one of the outer layers.
Why is my phone... Sorry for any noise you may have heard, Ari. I didn't realize my phone was still... I thought it was muted. So, I was just looking through some stuff. I had to see a video on my phone. I'm like, wait a minute, why isn't it muted? I don't want to put a video on stream.
I think I remember where the thing is now. It's like... Might be up around here. Yeah, it's right here. It wasn't in the maze, it was near the maze. So we go here, and now we get... the enemy uniform. This is required for progression, and you can get like halfway through the game and realize that you don't have it, and you don't know where it is, so you're like, fuck, what do I do now? That's exactly what I did, so I had to look up a guide, because, like, if you're going to play this game for your first time, I recommend having a guide on hand. It's like, you know, like Legend of Zelda on NES or Metroid on NES. It's not cheating if you play it with a guide, because they're games that really benefit from you actually knowing what the fuck you're supposed to do. I can't imagine playing this without any outside help. Just like I can't imagine playing the original NES Legend of Zelda without any outside help, because otherwise you're just going to miss out on a lot of important stuff because the game doesn't convey it to you. Like, do I recommend this game? Yes, with a guide. Do I recommend playing this game blind? No. I think this door opens with... Nah, I don't have the card for it yet, do I? That's the thing with how cards work in this game, is that the doors aren't labeled. They wouldn't be labeled until Metal Gear Solid 1. And... yeah... Not a big fan of how cards work in this game and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
Oh, I found a whole bunch of Gundam Pops today, so I bought them.
Okay.
I also found the Naked Snake Pop again.
Okay.
So I bought one for you. I bought one for my other friend, but I'll work on trying to get that to you as soon as I can. Because we gotta talk about stuff anyways. I need your address and stuff, so...
Yeah, I can give you my address.
Yeah, well, I'll ship it to you, and then you'll have a Naked Snake for your collection of whatever you have.
Oh, also speaking of shipping, Ari, tomorrow I'm going to be shipping to you a t-shirt from the Extra Life booth. So I managed to snag one for you.
Nice, thank you.
No worries.
I got the Gundam Wing Pops, that 3 that were released.
Yeah?
So I was excited to find them, but they're expensive now. Pops are going up to 15 a pop now.
Dude, everything's getting more expensive now.
Yeah, well, I think they're using the excuse of like, oh, the box is more metallic now and fancier, so we have to increase.
It's like, speaking as someone who also collects some stuff, as a Transformers collector, prices went up after they, cut out the manufacturing cost of adding plastic windows to the boxes and just left them open for people to steal the figures out of or to vandalize. Except they didn't say that was a cost-cutting measure, even though it absolutely was. They said it was for environmental reasons, which is bullshit because the Beast Wars reissue still had the plastic blister packs, and the Star Wars figures still had plastic on the packaging.
Yeah.
It was only Transformers that applied to.
That's weird.
Yep.
Either way, I'm just happy to find the frickin' Pops after searching for them for about 2 weeks now.
2 weeks later. Everything is too expensive? Yes, it is.
Although I got some really killer ramen today that was really cheap.
I would hope that the ramen is cheap. The whole point of instant ramen is that it's supposed to be cheap.
Oh, I didn't have instant ramen. I had actual, like actual cooked ramen from, like, a store.
Oh, fancy.
Oh.
Well, la-di-da, mister, I have a place where I can get real ramen near me.
Well, no, I drove to frickin' Fort Mill for this.
Oh, well, excuse on me, mister. I can drive to Fort Mill to get ramen.
It was good, though. They had really killer... they had really killer ramen. Only downside is the headache from all the salt afterwards.
You should have ordered it without salt, then.
That's not part of ramen, bro.
Thanks for helping me. Dr. Madnar is being held in the cell located in the inner courtyard. Okay, so now we know where to go to find Dr. Madnar, the guy that built Metal Gear, so we can find out how to destroy Metal Gear. Oh, another boss. I'm the Machine Gun Kid. This is the end of the line for you. You'll find very quickly that a lot of the bosses in this game go down, like, in a few seconds. After all, this game's not focused on combat. It's focused on going sneaky, neaky, 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 neaky. And in here we get a parachute. And we're going to need that parachute very soon. I almost walked into a laser trap. That's the reason why you have the cigarettes with you. They let you detect lasers. But once you get the IR goggles, the cigarettes are no longer necessary. Like, the reason you wouldn't want to use the cigarettes for too long is they lower your health the longer that you have them equipped. And they do have a secret other function at the very end segment of the game, but that's a secret tool for later, or however the meme goes. I don't know, I didn't watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I only watched House of Mouse. I didn't watch much Disney to begin with. I didn't watch, like, any of the classic Mickey Mouse stuff. And most of my Disney Channel exposure was, like, Lilo and Stitch the series, Kim Possible, Cory in the House. Yes, I watched it unironically. And Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and Phil of the Future occasionally. Yeah, I was more of a Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network kid. Like, if I wanted my tween-centered sitcoms, I would watch Drake and Josh, or Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, or Keenan and Kel. Oh, they're all asleep. Now they're not. Wait, yes, they are. Let's make sure they stay asleep forever. Oh, rank 3. Nice. Thank you for helping me. The only way to get into the inner courtyard is to parachute in from the roof. You may also notice that we picked up a bomb blast suit earlier. That's going to come in handy when we get to the roof. And no, it's not for withstanding bomb blasts.
Oh, shoot.
So, if this guy is alerted, he will set off the electric floor, which is why I took him out. And just for safe measure... Oh, I can't blow it up if it's not active. That sucks. Ah, there we go, the IR goggles. The goggles, they do nothing. Oh yeah, I forgot, the binoculars. The binoculars just let you see what's on other screens, but due to restrictions in the way the game is programmed, the instant you unequip them, if you're on a screen that had guards on it, they will respawn. Which is why I never used the binoculars. It's not a glitch, it's just how a lot of 8-bit games worked with respawning enemies. Like, the binoculars letting you see what's on adjacent screens that you're not even on is actually, like, some genius-level programming for this era. You know what I just thunk of that technically could count as part of the Metal Gear retrospective? In Ape Escape 3, there's an entire, like, sub-game that's an Ape Escape parody of Metal Gear Solid. And technically, that could count for the Metal Gear retrospective.
That's true.
Where you play as a monkey version of Solid Snake, and you're trying to rescue Solid Snake from ape terrorists who have built a new super weapon called Messel Gear.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, the name of it is kind of lost in translation. It's a pun on Metal Gear and Saru, meaning monkey in Japanese.
Makes total sense.
It's also a precursor, kind of, to what Metal Gear Solid 5 would do by not having David Hayter play Solid Snake. Using the Big Boss model, but it's supposed to be Solid Snake, he's voiced by Peter Lurry instead, who you might know as the voice of Vulcan Raven.
Ugh. Well, Ari, I hate to do this again for the umpteenth time in a row. I am super exhausted. I need to lie down.
I getcha. You've had a busy weekend, and I'm probably gonna wrap things up not too long from now, because I'm kind of tired today, too.
Yeah.
So this is where, hold on, let me answer the call from Big Boss so he can tell us what to do. This is Big Boss. I forgot to tell you. There's a wind barrier on the roof. Look for a bomb blast suit. Over. Good thing I came prepared. So the bomb blast suit is to keep you from getting blown away.
Anyway, have a good night, guys.
You too.
Yeah, JK.
I think that Gex night was just so unexpectedly exciting that it's left me tired today.
Too much gexing around.
Look, you know, sometimes after you've had an extensive, long, passionate night of Gex, you need a day or two to recover, okay? Especially when it's some group Gex.
Jeez. Yeah, it's just too much Gexual entertainment, bro.
Too much Gex... Yeah, the Gexual encounter we had last night, all of us, it wore me out. I'm gonna need like a day or two to recover. But I didn't want to cancel the Metal Gear stream.
I get it. I get it.
Because I wanted to at least start Metal Gear so I can see whether or not it's going to require a second stream to finish it.
Good point.
That way I can plan out my schedule accordingly for the coming week.
Yeah, now if we can just figure out how you can play Doom without your computer and play.
I said this earlier before stream, but you weren't here to hear it, obviously. I managed to get a discounted 1-month subscription to Game Pass, so I can just play the Xbox version.
Good.
You know, people shit on key resellers, specifically G2A, because that one in particular is real shady and kind of fucky. But ones like Green Man Gaming and Kinguin and stuff are more legit, and especially Green Man Gaming. And like I was able to get a 1-month subscription code for Xbox for Game Pass Ultimate for like $11, given that they just recently upped the price to $20. Which thereby makes Game Pass more expensive than PlayStation's already overpriced subscription service. Where, like, the thing that Game Pass had over it, other than, you know, better game, more expansive game selection, was that it was cheaper. Also, like, there's no need to increase the price of a subscription. There's no manufacturing or import cost involved in that. Tariffs wouldn't affect that at all.
No, but greed would.
They said it was because of tariffs, but, like, how?
It's greed, bro.
Yes, I know it's greed. It's capitalism, my friend.
Yes.
I mean, I don't claim to be like a hardcore socialist by any means, but I can tell you the bullshits of capitalism. Thank you for saving me. If you have a parachute, you can jump off from the edge of the barrier. So, since we are on the roof, we have to be careful not to fall off, except for when we get to the specific edge that you parachute off of, so you can land in the inner courtyard and get to the room where Dr. Madnar is being held.
Gotcha.
And to give you an idea of, like, our progression, we're about, like, I think like a fourth to a third of the way done with the game. It's a pretty short game if you know what you're doing, especially if you have a guide on hand, which I don't for tonight. But, again, I recommend playing it with a guide. For shits and giggles, let's call Diane. Because I've never really spoken to her in any of my playthroughs. Usually I just get Steve. Oh, she didn't answer. Probably because there's an alert going on. And yeah, these jetpack guys can go fuck themselves. I don't know how you're supposed to sneak past them other than, you know, the cardboard box. But if they see the cardboard box moving, then, yeah, I don't know. There are certain parts of this game where it's like, no, you're going to get detected no matter what. And this is one of them, I think. I'm pretty sure someone out there probably knows some way to sneak past them without, you know, cheating. But in my experience, I've never been able to sneak past the guys on that screen. Other than, you know, just shooting them before they can spot me. And we got a mine detector, which is going to be important.
Ooh, mine detectors.
You can't play Minesweeper without a mine detector.
Very true.
And here's our next boss. A Hind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing in an 8-bit game from 1987? Wait, Colonel's not in this game. Boss. What's a Russian gunship doing here? Yeah, the Hind D is only affected by the grenade launcher, and this is one of the only times we'll be using the grenade launcher as, like, a primary weapon, because, you know, obviously it's not very good for stealth.
Yeah.
There's, like, one other boss that's only affected by the grenade launcher, and it's in the second half of the game.
Gotcha.
When the hit sound increases in pitch like that, that means it's almost dead. So there we go, we have taken out a Hind D.
That's interesting that they had, like, that type of sound, like, alert.
Yeah, given that there's no health bars for the bosses. I know this doesn't give anything similar with the live, but you guys know Devil May Cry. Hell yeah, I've been going through the Devil May Cry games recently on stream. Just took a week off from them so I didn't burn myself out on it. We're up to Devil May Cry 4. We skipped over Devil May Cry 2, because why the hell would you play Devil May Cry 2? But yeah, I love Devil May Cry. So now that we have the parachute equipped, we can safely parachute off the building. And now we're in the courtyard.
Oh, and a bunch of dogs.
Yep. And this should be the room where Dr. Madnar is. I don't have the key for it yet. Fuck. The key's down here, isn't it? Wait, no. There's mines down here, I forgot. I forgot. One of these trucks is a trap that will send you back to the previous building. So what was the repercussion of the Netflix series around your country? Oh, you're probably looking for the word reception. You know, as with any project from executive producer Adi Shankar, you have a mix of, like, people that appreciate it for what it is, which that's been my take so far, even though I'm nowhere near finished with the series. And then you've got the hardcore purists that are just looking for things to nitpick. They're like, it's not a one-to-one thing of the game, so it sucks. Meh. And I'm like, you don't go to Adi Shankar for one-to-one adaptations of properties. He calls his stuff the bootleg universe for a reason.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't bad. I finished it so far, so...
Yeah, I am this guy. Like, I knew going in, just from having seen his work on Castlevania and his short films, that it was going to be different in tone and, storytelling than, the Devil May Cry games, but it was going to keep the overall vibe of Devil May Cry, which is most important to me. And I do like that he mixes in bits and pieces of all of Devil May Cry into what's essentially a retelling of Devil May Cry 3. Even the stuff that's less popular, like the reboot Dante not knowing at first that he's a demon, is the bit where the Netflix Dante gets that whole thing from. And even like the poster for the Netflix series has him recreating the pose from the cover for DMC Devil May Cry, the reboot.
I didn't realize it was that pose.
Yep. It's like how the pose that Sonic makes on the poster for, I think it's the first Sonic movie, is his pose from Sonic 06. Virgil, is there an expression similar to Psy that I can use here? I mean, Psy is pretty universal. I'm only 2 episodes in, so please no spoilers, but I think I already know what they're doing with Virgil. But still, no spoilers, please. I figured Virgil would probably be a point of contention, because he's a very beloved character. Thank you for helping me. Dr. Madnar was just transferred to Building 2, god damn it. Building 2 is located 10 kilometers north of here. Okay, so we gotta go to Building 2 to get Dr. Madnar. This entire part was a wild goose chase.
Oof, how dare.
But, in the process, we now have a way to get to Building 2.
That is valid.
And now we have a way to travel back and forth between these 2 areas. See, that was the truck that had... I feel so bad for you. I mean, I'll give my updated thoughts on the Devil May Cry Netflix series whenever I get around to finishing it. I'm enjoying it right now, is like it kind of doing its own thing. That could change. Like, I was positive on Sonic Prime at first, and then Sonic Prime ended up being Sonic Prime. And, my thoughts on that definitely changed. Uh-oh, this is a trap truck. It's moving me back to Building 1. Fuck.
Oh, joy.
Oh, it just moved me back here. That's not too bad. The other truck that I was worried about would send me, like, all the way back to the beginning area of the game, and that one pisses me the fuck off. Like, the trucks can be used for fast travel, technically, but most of them are just traps to, like, trick you and punish you for, exploring. Which, thankfully, Kojima wouldn't be that asshole-ish going forward.
That's just kind of weird that you would get punished for exploring.
Well, it's partly because, like, if there's nothing to kind of, troll the player and trap you and forcibly send you back to earlier areas of the game, then you're gonna beat the game too quick. And in the 80s, all this kind of artificial difficulty and, like, messing with the player and actively, making things inconvenient for them was ways to make the game longer. Because with the limitations of hardware at the time, you couldn't make these sprawling, like, 60-hour games. That's also why so many old games are so fucking hard, because that would mean it would take longer to beat the game. So you would feel you're getting your money's worth, whereas if they weren't hard, you could beat them in, like, 20 minutes. And that's also why a lot of Japanese games were made artificially harder for the Western releases, because in Japan, video game rentals are banned. But in the West, you know, we had like Blockbuster, and publishers didn't want people renting the games, they wanted people buying them. So companies like Konami, to keep with tonight's theme, would make the games artificially harder for their American and European releases, so you would either be encouraged to rent it multiple times or buy it so you don't beat it in like the span of a weekend.
That sounds about right.
Oh, mortar fire coming off screen. I wonder what that could be. Well, it's not mortar fire, it's tank shells. I wonder what could be firing tank shells. Oh fuck, it's a tank, isn't it?
No way, it's a tank.
Tanks for nothing. This tank is giving me so much shit in my review playthrough, because I ran into some sort of glitch or whatever, where, like, I beat it. And then I came back to this area and it had respawned when it wasn't supposed to. Alright, so this is the only time we're going to need the landmines, I think. Because the tank can only be hurt by the landmines. You have to kind of, like, lure it into the landmines. And you can't let it touch you, otherwise that's a one-hit kill.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is a pretty slow boss fight.
Definitely seems like it.
To think Snake would take on a tank with only some small explosives, not once, but twice. Maybe even 3 times. I think he does it again in Metal Gear 2.
Often enough.
But yeah, there we go. We beat the tank without dying. The one that everyone remembers is the one in Metal Gear Solid 1, where he takes out a tank just by lobbing grenades at it. Alright, we have officially made it to Building 2. It seems that Foxhound is trying to infiltrate the base. Whatever you do, do not let them through! This is Big Boss. Inspections. Wear the enemy uniform and infiltrate. This is why I wanted to get the enemy uniform before coming here. Otherwise, I'd have to backtrack all the way to that old screen and get the enemy uniform. Which I had to do on my review playthrough, and I was not a happy camper, pardon my French.
That'd be boring as hell.
Let's use frequency 120.13 for all communications from now on. Over. Why is he changing his frequency? I still don't know Schneider's frequency, and he's never going to give it to me. Alright, so we put on the enemy uniform. Go on in. This is the only way you can get in here. The door will not unlock through keycards. And with that, now that we are in Building 2, I feel like this is a good stopping point, since I am pretty tired today.
Dude.
We're gonna raid Cloud Sato again, who I believe is once again playing Oblivion Remastered. Sorry for the short stream tonight, but, you know, I'm tired. Don't want to push myself too much.
Yeah, too much.
Definitely gonna be continuing this next week. Keep an eye out for, the schedule on Blue Sky or in the Discord server. I don't use Twitter anymore, outside of, like, very specific uses, because Twitter is a hellscape. Like I said, we're gonna raid Cloud Sato. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to JKR and Miles Above for joining me for co-commentary. I'll see you guys on Tuesday night for more of that janky PS2 Transformers game that was exclusive to Japan. Until then, unpleasant dreams. Good night, everybody.